What's up, everybody? It's your boy Chaos, and welcome to a new episode of Take It to the Table. I am joined by none other than one of the regular guests here, Clark. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing well. I'm stoked to be back. We just did the daily, obviously, but I'm just stoked to be chatting again. It's been too long since Mania Week for sure.
Yes. Especially from our last Take It to the Table episode. That went pretty much off the rails, especially at the end. But yeah, it was good times,
Classic.
good times. And of course, for the first time on this show, down below is none other than Anthony. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing all right. I think this is the first time over Zoom, but I didn't I do one or two while we were in
Yeah.
Mexico?
Oh yeah. That's fair enough. Yeah, first time over.
First time
over
not
here.
in
Yes.
person. That's
Third
funny.
appearance on the show. Third appearance.
Yes.
Yeah, that is correct. That is correct. Apologies. So yeah, welcome back. Obviously.
Yes.
But yeah, we've got a jam-packed episode today. We're gonna actually do a little special one. Well, this is the second time I've done a tier list. Unfortunately you can't see the first one because that got flagged up. So but that was my bad. That was for the WWE Raw theme songs. And yeah, Vince and his cronies came after us like a fly on dog poo. That's all I can say on that. So this one is gonna be this one should stay up. We're gonna be ranking WWE wrestlers, but in the Ruthless Aggression era. So yeah, this is gonna be. I think we are the prime candidates to be judging these. I must say, from outside of us three. So yeah, make sure you strap in. Make sure you comment as well if you agree, disagree with our rankings. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Goes a long way. All that good stuff. But yeah, without further ado, let us take it to the table. Oh my days! Why does this always do this? Goddamn intro. Anyway,
Nailed it.
We'll keep it in. So yeah, we're gonna do the tier list of pretty much a majority, if not all, the Ruthless Aggression era wrestlers. One of my favorite times, if anything, I think that's pretty much the prime time I actually got into wrestling. When I was actually able to afford Sky, when my parents were ever able to afford Sky. I think I got in just at the start of it. I definitely remember John Cena's first match against Kurt Angle. That started it all, as well as the promo that Vince did. Where they had all the wrestlers around the ring, and demanded ruthless aggression from everybody. So, what about you guys? Do you have fond moments, or fond memories of this era? Let's start with you, Anthony.
I mean, the thing is, like, I joined right in the heat of the Attitude Era. So for me, this was like almost a coming down from the Attitude Era, but a new start. So fondly for me, especially the Attitude, but this was kind of an adjustment period because so many people left. Rock left, Austin left. It was a transition time period in the company.
No, yeah, no, I hear that. Yeah, definitely. They did lose a lot of their biggest stars, and yeah, it was it's as a fan, I do remember that this was sought after as one of a good time. There was some, the big, is it the big five or the big six on SmackDown?
SmackDown 6.
The SmackDown 6, and everything else in between and whatnot. And Raw also had its good moments as well. But in terms of looking at it from the rating side of things, it's not really did too well, or maybe it did. I don't think so. But what are you gonna say?
I was gonna say, it's looked upon in hindsight, I think, better than it was at the time. The ratings took a slight dip after the Attitude Era. It's funny because for me personally, right, I was lucky enough, shout out my parents, they probably let me watch the Attitude Era content a little bit younger than who it was geared towards. Now, right, wrong, or indifferent, I loved it and enjoyed every minute of it. But as far as like looking back fondly on what I've seen in my lifetime, I'll mention the Attitude Era as well as the Monday Night Wars era first. But if you're asking me my favorite era of WWE, I'd be hard pressed not to say Ruthless Aggression, right? This is when I was middle school and high school. This is kind of right when I was more watching on my own. Not that I didn't watch with my family, right? But it's different when you're gonna make sure you see it and everybody's not watching on the couch together.
Yeah.
Not that and that, not I don't mean that in a negative way, but I watched the Ruthless Aggression era more independently, right? Just as a kid. And the ratings, while they dipped slightly, I think that had a lot more to do with the mainstream shift as far as pop culture is concerned than anything else. And I think that there's a good reason that the Ruthless Aggression era is looked upon more fondly than it was received while it was happening. I think we there's a lot of classic wrestlers and matches and storylines that we point to from this era, and almost it's easy to kind of group it back 5 to 7 years into the Attitude Era and act like it was the same thing, and it just wasn't. And on its own, I think between the juxtaposition where Raw was still TV-14 and SmackDown was kind of the first towards the PG era, gearing SmackDown towards the bell-to-bell action, and then gearing Raw towards the more sports entertainment-y stuff. I think it's one of the most underrated eras in wrestling history, without a doubt.
Yeah, I think that's yeah, I don't think you're wrong about it. Definitely, there is some, and as much as you said it was a transition period from Attitude to Ruthless Aggression, there was a little bit of sprinkle of the Attitude Era in these parts as well. That wasn't hard to find, like the Tori Wilson and Dawn Marie storyline. We all remember that one, I'm sure.
Absolutely. HLA, 3-minute warning.
Dad. Yeah.
3-minute warning. Yep. The what's
Bischoff.
what was it? Bischoff. I'm thinking
HLA with Stephanie.
Was it Psychosis, Super Crazy, and what were they called?
The Mexicools.
Yeah, the most. Looking back at it, like now,
riding to the ring and on lawnmowers. That wouldn't fly today.
That definitely wouldn't. I didn't think of it at the time. I was like, yeah, these guys are like they're like just rascals, just But when you look back at the just thinking of it, like when you deep it, I'm just like, God damn, how did you? There's so much stuff you could get away with.
I remember I was young enough. I was like, oh, that's really cool. They have 2 jobs.
Oh man, gotta get that check for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I still enjoyed it. It's still a couple classics. They still go back to look fondly back on that era. Hell, there was a documentary on it on the WWE Network. Even though it's a bit propaganda-ish, they have sugar-coated certain things, but it's still one of my favorite times, especially that was the starting point of my time in wrestling, and loving the sports entertainment side of things. So yeah, so let's just go to the tier list right now. Cool. All right, so here we go. We got the tiers list right here. You may probably can see a couple of the images down here already. So let's just start off from the beginning. We got A Train. Where would you rank these guys? So obviously,
so wait, what does the S stand for here? Yeah,
that is like all elite, like no pun intended.
Man.
Yeah, like they were like they had probably one of the best times in the era, and they were just awesome, pretty much. B and C, I would say they're probably mid card, and if you have got but even obviously we all know what these mean. So like,
I'm gonna call A Train personally a D.
I would go with D, and really I think the only thing that puts him in D is because of TNA. I think that's the only thing that keeps him in that position.
I mean, I thought Test was always more over.
Well, Test was a bigger star, I think.
Yeah.
See, the only memory I remember of, there's 2 memories I know of. I remember of A Train, the Mania match with him and Big Show against Taker, where it was ended up being just Taker because Nathan Jones was not ready. And unfortunately, he broke his neck thanks to Brock Lesnar. Right. There's only 2 memories I remember him during that time. So, yeah, I think D is a good point. I mean,
I unfortunately remember the Prince Albert character and also know what it means.
Yeah, now looking back at it now,
wait, yeah. Are you also forgetting his final run on the main roster where they made him?
Oh my days!
I forget what the name of the character was, but it was an Asian I forget.
Lord Tensai.
Tensai, that's right. Yeah.
Now
Yeah.
that's where I do feel like that was kind of screwy because he did have a great run in New Japan. I actually watched some of those matches
I
Yeah,
know.
he was
during
great.
that time. He was outstanding and like bell to belly, he's amazing body type wise.
Yeah.
Fits like you don't see guys that look like Bigfoot very often in wrestling and move the way he does.
Yeah.
And he's clearly proven himself. I think through I've watched Tough Enough and then also Breaking Ground. And
Mm.
he seems like an outstanding coach and a really really bright teacher of students. And so it is odd to me to have to put him at D. By the way, I don't want to sound like I'm flippantly throwing him at D, but realistically speaking, if you look at what he did across the
Yeah.
length of the era we're talking about, it just wasn't.
I think if you look at him, I think it's one of those ones where the fans really didn't respect him, but enough people backstage, i.e., Triple H, respected him enough that I mean, he's the head trainer of NXT. I mean, Hunter could have literally picked anybody, and he picked him. So that tells you something that he is respected by his peers.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, 100%. Okay, so yeah, I think that's a worthy place considering his tenure in the company, and even though they pretty much shat on him in when he came back with the Tensai character, and basically gave him the Vladimir Kozlov treatment. I think he's just about lucky enough to be in the D side instead of down here. This one I feel rude. X-Pac Heat, like
That's tough.
that is rude.
I mean, it is a legitimate term.
I think we're gonna get one though. I think
I think so.
I think we'll get one.
All right, next up, I
Is
believe
Abraham Washington on this? Remember his ill-fated?
I forgot all about Abe Washington.
Was he Attitude Era? Was he
no
Ruthless Aggression? The ECW.
Yeah, ECW. That's not.
Yeah, he would have been ECW.
Yeah, he got fired for it was a Lakers joke, wasn't it?
That's
yes, Kobe Bryant. Yeah.
Yes.
Understandable, I guess.
That would be X-Pac Heat.
Yeah, definitely. Okay. Next up was former multi-time world champion Batista. Well, I mean,
I think he's got to go top.
I would say A.
Hey,
really?
Okay, please discuss.
The only reason being that we have other stars that I actually think Batista made his jump to Hollywood post Ruthless Aggression era. If we were talking about his career as a whole, then he's in the as the Superman, the superstar category. I think he's at the top of the top. Right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I think he's at the top, but just not the top of the top, given the era, because he still wrestled a lot of the Ruthless Aggression era under Triple H, under other performers in Evolution, right? He wasn't the face of Ruthless Aggression until the end. Right? That's where he was still Deacon Batista during Ruthless Aggression. He was still the lackey for Devon Dudley. And I think to put him in I personally value that S category, as that is like, you got to do something really, really, really special. And as great as he was as Drax, that's not in the Ruthless Aggression era. It's because of what he built in the Ruthless Aggression era, but that's why I think A is enough for him. But what do you guys? I don't know.
I really think it could go either way. It depends on how restrictive you want to be for the top tier. You know, obviously a Cena and Orton, those type of categories. I mean, I'm okay with either one of them, but he definitely is one of the top stars of that generation of talent.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it definitely. I think he definitely was in between the Ruthless Aggression era as well as the PG era. I mean, that's what pretty much caused him to leave, really, afterwards, because he just didn't like the PG era. So definitely, it could go either way, either A or S or A. I mean, he was the face of SmackDown. He was the world champion for quite a while, and he was a likable world champion as well. And he's had some good feuds. Okay, so what? Do you put him in A? You think A would be
up to you?
I'm okay with either one. To be honest, I think an argument can be made either way. To be
I was
honest,
gonna say, if you're comfortable, do we not put him in one or the other and then maybe adjust later? Come back
Yeah,
to
we
him
could adjust that.
if
Yeah,
it
we
makes
probably could
sense.
adjust. Let's put him in A for now. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
that's fair enough. All right, cool. Next up, I believe it is Beth Phoenix.
Oh, I think she's a no-brainer A personally. If you're going to me first, I don't want to jump the gun there, but that's a no-brainer A for me in the women's division.
Fair enough. I mean, I don't remember her much better in the Ruthless. I thought she was like in the PG era. I know. Did she do much in?
She was late Ruthless Aggression,
She
but
must be
that
very
was
late.
that was when she had the big heel run. So she basically was undefeated. She was basically women's Goldberg
Yeah, yeah. I
for
remember she had
for the
undefeated.
tail end of Ruthless Aggression.
Okay.
And at that point, she was the. I mean, that's where. Yeah, she basically was. She squashed Victoria on a Raw, I believe, during that era, which was a big
Yes.
deal because I thought Victoria was such a big part of that run. And I think that's why I hold her in such high esteem. I think it's just because body of work during the era itself was I mean, right? She was hard to beat.
Yeah, yeah. No, of course. Well, what about you, Anthony? What would you put Beth Phoenix?
I mean, Beth is definitely one of the best women's wrestlers of all time. The question is whether or not, if I'm judging it over the entire career or just the Ruthless Aggression era. I keep going back and forth between A and B. To be honest with you, I think you can go either way.
I feel like even though she was top tier, I feel like her prominence was more into the PG era, obviously with her and Santino, the Divas champion stuff.
Oh, that was great with her and Santino.
Yeah.
Now that you mention it,
I feel like she's in the Ruthless Aggression era. I think she probably at least at the very minimum be at the B side.
I'm cool with B.
Yeah, I think for now, she was like upper mid card maybe. So yeah, let's put her for in B for now. Okay, who we got next? It's not showing me. Oh God, Viscera.
Let's go X-Pac Heat.
Yeah, I was never a fan of this guy. And this is this
is Big Daddy V.
Big Daddy V.
This is
Big Daddy V was brutal. I mean, he got main event matches, but it's X-Pac Heat for sure.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.
Brainer, yeah.
Former King of the Ring.
I can't believe it. This guy was actually King of the Ring. Oh my gosh. Nearly killed Diesel as well.
But by the way, apparently Dave Meltzer insists that he was supposed to be the third man at the NWO, and Bischoff vehemently denies that.
She better.
That would have been absurd.
Flip it. A close third. Nah, no chance in hell.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got Mabel.
Next up is Buzzcut Big Show. I remember this. This was the most enjoyable. I thought this was the most enjoyable time of Big Show.
Paul White when he was wearing jeans.
Was he wearing jeans?
Yeah. At times. Could you imagine his tailor?
They're all custom.
That had to take time.
I mean, this was
had to take time.
Funny enough, I think today or yesterday, I can't remember what anniversary it was, but it was the day that he actually chokeslammed Kurt Angle off the top, and then Tori Wilson was there. If you remember that.
That's right.
I did like this kind of this Big Show, and obviously him against Lesnar, the match was pretty cool.
Well, and then on top of that, he was the other Paul Heyman guy. To your point.
Yeah, exactly.
He betrayed Brock for him. Yeah.
And that I thought was that was actually probably the best work of his WWE career.
I think so as well. Yeah. Yeah. I actually tolerated Big Show. I didn't mind him. It was pretty intimidating back then. Yes. I think this was his prime. Or even when he was United States champion as well. I thought that was pretty cool at the time.
The freaking chair shot on Brock, and then the one who was it that he choke slammed off the stage? Like the week after. I can't remember who it was, but he chokeslammed somebody off the stage.
Was Spike Dudley? Was it Spike?
It might have been Spike. It might have been Spike, or was it? No, Zach Gowen.
Zach Gowen. Oh yeah.
I think it was Zach Gowen. But I thought that was probably the best work of his career. I don't know, tier wise. Does anyone else have a feel?
A or B?
I was gonna actually say like a high C.
Oh, C. For a second, I was going to say S. I was like, are you on crack?
No, a
Okay.
high C.
A high C.
Either
feel
a
like
high C or a low B. Not, and I'm not
Cool.
talking about the orange juice when I say high
Yeah.
C.
Anthony's thinking it's more like a B.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking
Fine
overall
with B.
career too, I would round them up. Just
I feel like I'm
as a
going
whole.
too low here.
Yeah,
I would go B.
I'd say B. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
thinking B. B for Big Show. All
Yep.
right. Cool.
I'm actually like really excited for the first one that we get heated about. This is gonna be awesome.
Okay, wait to see what that one is. Who's this one? Oh, Billy Kidman.
Jobber.
Yeah,
Jobber.
Jobber. I don't remember. All I remember was him.
Ooh, wait, except now I don't want to get heated here, but Kidman and wasn't it? Didn't he have a tag team originally that
Oh,
carried the
what?
belts at one
Him
point?
and Paul, was it Paul London?
I think
Was it
Paul
London? Yeah, Kidman and London, I believe, did carry the titles during this era. So Jobber is like,
I'd still
if we were being
Jobber.
nitpicky, if we were like the official record books, but I view him as a jobber. Other than that, he did pull Tori Wilson,
But he lost it.
but he lost. Yeah, and
Alex Rodriguez.
Didn't he almost kill someone with a shooting star press? Did he knock someone out?
I believe he did.
Was it
No, it
Chavo
might have been
or
London. It might have been London that did it.
No,
I
it
actually think it was
definitely
Kidman.
Was it
And
Kidman?
and they
Yeah.
put a storyline in it because he felt bad, and then obviously, I think it was the person was concussed, but he botched the shooting star and he kneed him right in the face. But I can't remember if it was Chavo or Jamie Noble.
I think it was Noble. I was about to say I thought it was Noble.
Was it Noble?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because didn't they have Nydia cut the promo?
Maybe so.
When
Yeah,
he
and he was
was
afraid of
concussed?
doing the shooting star. They built it in the storyline.
Yes.
He was afraid of doing it.
Yep.
So
He
okay.
also was the first of the flock besides Perry Saturn to show signs of dissension in WCW, by the way. Billy Kidman facts while we're there.
The more you know.
But he lost Tori to Alex Rodriguez, so go figure.
Fair enough. Okay, so I think it's between D and
I would still go Jobber.
Jobber,
As a
I'm fine with
whole.
it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, cool. Still no one in the S rankings. Still got C. All right, who's next? I've got a feeling who's this? Is it? Oh, Billy Gunn. I remember it was him over Billy and Chuck and the wedding ceremony. That's what I remember.
Straight up C.
I would go C. Yeah.
C? Yeah. You know, I'm even gonna.
That one's kind of easy money.
Yeah. That's pretty much Billy Gunn's career. So
well, if you had DX, you could go B. If it was like one era before, right? Like one.
Yeah. If you went outlaw.
Other than that, to
Billy,
your point, right? Yeah, that's his whole career.
Yeah, pretty much. Next up, former ECW champion and now multi-world champion Bobby Lashley.
This is pre the world titles, though.
Yeah.
So
well, Ruthless Aggression
this was babyface, like clean
include ECW champion and the Mania event where he represented Donald Trump.
The Battle of the Billionaires.
I
that
might
may hurt him in the rankings.
I might call him a B or a C.
I'll go C.
I'm more inclined with C. Even though he had a couple decent moments, obviously the cage spot, the Battle of the Billionaires. Even though when you look at it, it was actually, you know, like if you really go deep cut of the underlying meaning, it's like it's very murky how it pretty much when you look about it. But so yeah, in that case. I'm cool with C as well. You guys agree with that?
Yeah,
100%. Even to add to that chaos, like that December to Dismember.
Oh God,
Elimination Chamber was his crowning moment, and it's the worst. It's the worst Elimination Chamber of all time. How do you add weapons to the Elimination Chamber and fuck it up?
Yeah,
you gotta be kidding.
The whole pay-per-view was horrible. That was the only match they advertised leading into the show was that chamber.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, guys, if I'm like a sales guy and I'm like, listen, we're going to do an elimination chamber. Get this. We're going to get the 6 best men's singles wrestlers in the division for the ECW title here, and we're going to add weapons. How can they fuck that up?
They did.
How is that possible?
If Vince can do it, he'll do it.
I do have to say that is one of the best pay-per-view posters, though. Because it's cartoon animated, and it's literally the Sandman with the kendo stick coming out of the chimney.
No, 100%.
I miss those old posters. when they used to do posters like that, not with just the people on them. They would do like,
without meaning.
yeah.
They're very lazy with it now, 100%. All right, cool.
So who's
So Bobby
next?
Lashley C. All right, Booker T is next.
Oh, this was the NWO period of Booker T.
No, this is King Booker.
No.
Uh-oh.
This is obviously a little bit of the NWO one, and then obviously when he moved to SmackDown, and he obviously hated being there.
Oh, so wait, what is the cutoff on Ruthless for you guys on this?
Well, Ruthless starts in 02, and I don't know what's it, 05,
So
06?
I would call it 08.
So
I've always called it 02 to 08.
Oh, I'll never forget the last pay-per-view that had the TV 14 era was the Bash, and it was Chris Jericho versus Shawn Michaels in that ladder match. That was the last TV 14 one. So whenever that was when it ended. So
I've always called Ruthless Aggression 02 to 08. I don't know. Is there a way we can settle that exactly? Just because
I will look it up.
I thought King Booker would actually fall under that on SmackDown.
1 second. Let me see when that was.
Because JBL and Eddie do.
The Ruthless Aggression era is 02 to 08.
Yeah.
That's what it says.
The year ago, Clark.
Let me see when King Booker became a thing.
Yeah. By the way, 08 was when Chris Jericho faced Shawn Michaels in that match. So yeah.
He became King. Right. Let's go, Chaos.
He became King Booker in 06. So yes, you can count.
Okay, so yeah. Okay, cool. Fair enough. There you go.
Just saying, my friends. Just saying.
All right. Under those circumstances, I go B for B or A or
That's
B
where,
for both.
Yeah, I think B for King Booker.
Yeah. I'll say B as well. That was a very fun time.
Yeah.
Except for the boogeyman shit. That was a bit of a
Booker going in and out of the English accent may be one of the funniest things.
That
when he would go from proper Houston. English to ghetto, it was the funniest thing that he would do.
He would go full Houston.
Yeah,
my favorite. He would go like with the Southern accent. It was excellent. Also, Charmel's face. I'm with you on the boogeyman thing, Chaos, but Charmel's face, her acting was off. I got to give Charmel a monster shout. She was hilarious during that.
Oh yeah,
thing. Like she was so freaking entertaining and so
well,
funny.
That's what got her the Hall of Fame induction.
Oh yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Deserved.
Yes.
100%. Okay. So Booker T and B. We all know who this is. Brock Lesnar. I mean,
you know where he goes from me.
I mean, well,
he only needed a year.
Yeah, but
he almost made the Vikings.
Here's the thing, though. He only stuck around 2 years, and we didn't get the. I would be more inclined to go A. If we're doing overall, then it's S. But if we're just going that period, he left in 04.
But he did so much.
I think.
Go on.
Go ahead. Well, yeah, because that's what I was going to say is like he did everything he did during that era didn't miss.
Yeah.
Like bell to bell as a character, all of that. And then even knowing what we know in hindsight, it almost makes it cooler. He went and bet on himself. So he was like, oh no, I don't like this and this and this. And he was like, oh, I'm going to the Vikings and then the UFC. And
I get that. But do you take that into consideration because that's technically outside of the bubble of the period?
I still think during the period, though, there was not a bigger or a more difficult to beat challenger than Brock Lesnar during the Ruthless Aggression era. When he was active, he got Undertaker in the Hell in a Cell. He got Big Show at the Garden. He got Kurt Angle and
I'll tell you what.
One of the most savage beat downs in WWE history with Zach Gowen. I mean,
yeah.
All right. You know what? Yeah. Look. Yeah. Put S. That's fine. That's fine.
I think Brock's an S. Yeah.
No, I feel like he's an S.
Yeah. Especially the match with Eddie Guerrero too.
It's just and that's a 5-star, right? Like, I mean, no matter whose scale we're going off of.
Mm-hmm.
preferably ours. But
it's really wild when you think about it, like how much stuff he did in just
Yeah.
a short period of time.
That's what I'm
When you
saying.
start thinking about it, it's like, wait a minute, he was only there 2 years.
Yeah. It's crazy. Like that's why you can't really fault him for obviously what he did. Like the fact that he actually left, but there's so many memorable moments, and that you don't feel it doesn't feel like it was 2 years because he done so much.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, definitely S rank, I'd say. Okay, who's next? Who's this?
Lita.
No, that's not Lita. That's is that Eva Torres? Hold on 1 second.
I can't even tell.
Yeah, I think it's. Oh no, Candice Michelle.
Oh,
Yeah, it is Candice Michelle. Yeah, it is. Yeah, Candice Michelle.
that's Candice Michelle. I'm gonna actually put her at C personally. She was a big enough name that she was at the top of the card in the Divas division. Considering what we know now about the women's revolution and everything, like it's different. But Candice was a trailblazer. I'm gonna give her C for sure over D or Jobber because she was a legitimate champion. And while bell to bell, she never was given the time. She was always great on the microphone and always entertaining. And also, middle school Clark had the hots for Candice Michelle.
Do you need private time, Clark?
No, not now. Middle school Clark got that out 15 years ago.
Okay. I'm fine with C or D for her.
Yeah, I mean, I don't remember anything about her in-ring work other than that botch thing that she used to do, and it really fucked her up when she was on the turnbuckle. I don't know if you guys remember that.
Yep.
And then that's the only thing I remember her, and I don't remember her being women's champion. It's kind of weird.
Yeah, she had one heck of a pudding match. Chaos, I'd recommend checking that one out.
She was probably the last one to Playboy too, probably.
I think
yeah,
so.
She got the full spread. I actually had the magazine at one point.
No, but I'm saying I think she was the last one. Or was there anybody after her, Clark?
No, I do actually believe that there have been a few follow-ups because I believe Ashley Massaro.
That's right. Yeah, I forgot about her.
Was after Candice Michelle.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think underrated. But C or D is fine. But definitely not a jobber. She was the champ.
No, she wasn't a jobber.
I'll be nice. I'll give her a C.
Go, Candice, go.
Yeah, that's fine. Who's next? Carlito.
I didn't know Soul was on here.
I love Carlito. It's cool.
I had to.
Yeah,
he spits in the face of people who don't want to be cool, man.
you make it sound uncool when you say it like that. you made it sound awesome.
I'm gonna go.
People that don't want to be cool.
Right.
I would go C.
Want to be cool.
I would go C for him.
Fairs.
He was mid-card.
Yeah, he was mid-card.
Yeah, he's like as high of a C as I think we could.
Yeah, he's not a big, but he's at least a C.
Yeah, he's like a C plus.
I'm cool with that. Yeah.
If I was a teacher, he's a C plus.
Fair enough. Charlie Haas, part of the world's greatest tag team. Now, I think
that's the only thing that gets
him. I do too.
I think that's the only thing that gets him above a jobber. I would go D.
Yeah. D. Oh wow.
I would.
Because I would go Shelton above that.
Yes.
Okay. Fairs.
Because of the length of the era. Because Shelton was in the Money in the Bank and had the big highlight, and then also Shelton, the famous springboard Sweet Chin music spot that we all saw in the opening of Raw.
Yep,
was during that era as well. So like Shelton, I think, is higher than Charlie. That's no knock on World's Greatest Tag Team because I love that era, like Team Angle, the whole thing. It was great.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. And plus, I think after or during that, Shelton Benjamin went to do great things to a degree, and then Charlie Haas was busy just throwing up randomly, if I recall.
Yeah,
that was.
Yeah, he was mostly puking.
Yeah, not serious. Yeah, D's fair enough. Next up, Chavo Guerrero.
I'll let you go first, Anthony.
I'm gonna go because of Los Guerreros. I go C, but if we're just going Chavo himself, he might be lower, but I would go C.
Yeah, I've always kind of thought Chavo slightly. I love him, but slightly overrated.
So do I.
I'm cool with either a high D or a low C for me.
Yeah.
I'm only putting him.
You know what? I would go D because I think he's beneath Carlito.
Yeah, I was about to say like I would put him on C, but even though it was a short stint, but when did Curry and White come out? Was that during the Ruthless Aggression era?
That was during Ruthless.
Yeah,
Yep,
that lasted about
That
a
was in
season.
the heart of Ruthless.
Yes.
For Kerwin alone.
Oh, I'm leaving him alone. I don't want nothing about nothing to do with
No,
that.
no, I know, but for Kerwin alone, I think that's the
Yeah,
decider
for
between
Kerwin
C
alone,
and D.
okay.
Now,
Just
Clark, did that
because of Kerwin is what knocked him down to D. From
did that offend you as a golfer?
Oh, yeah,
the whole thing, it's I'm the one who should be the least offended. But
Yeah.
though, I mean, yeah, that was a bit of a whiff.
Yeah.
Had it been funnier or better executed, more of a maybe. But right, or like at least more tongue in cheek and playful than it was. It just came across as horribly out of touch.
Yeah,
and it made Chavo look bad. I think it's unfair to him, and somehow Dolph got off scot-free, or maybe he didn't. I don't know. Maybe that's why Dolph ends up getting smashed all the time. But either way, yeah, no, that was not a good look. We can all agree on that one.
definitely. All right, next up, I believe, it's Chris Jericho. Now I think this was hockey shirt, Chris Jericho.
Yes,
highlight reel Jericho.
Highlight reel, yeah. I'll put him like up like between a B and a C. I mean, he had one of the greatest rivalries with Shawn Michaels.
I would go. I think I'd go A.
A, oh, even better.
I think I would go A.
I was about to say B myself, but I'm fine with A. If him winning the undisputed title would be considered inside of the Ruthless Aggression era, I think it's for sure A, but it's not before it. Yeah. I would probably still go B somehow.
Okay.
But I'm fine with A. I won't argue with that.
It was definitely one of the finer points of Raw. Definitely, like he had the most memorable rivalries.
He reinvented himself. He started wearing the suit, and I think that was the period where he was wearing the suit and everything too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Like I said, during his feud with Shawn Michaels, his second feud with Shawn Michaels actually, because the feud I'm thinking of is when he low blowed him at WrestleMania, and that was when he had that hair.
19,
19. But then during that time he faced him again when he knocked out his wife. Yeah. That was crazy. So yeah, definitely A tier.
Yeah.
Not that I condone punching. Anyway, I'm gonna
wait, 19 would be inside Ruthless Aggression, so that would actually count.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So those two.
It was 19, right?
Yes, it was 19.
Yeah.
Because 05 is 21. So the first one of Ruthless Aggression is 19.
Yeah.
Okay.
18 would be the Ruthless Aggression promo, I believe, happened somewhere between 18 and 19.
Yes, that's correct. Yeah. So yeah, that's spot on. So yeah, definitely worthy of the A tier. Next up, is this Chris Masters? Yes, it's Chris Masters.
Ooh, I would go Jobber.
Jobber. Remember, this is the Master Lock Challenge. Like,
I was going to say,
but he never achieved anything.
I don't think he's on the exact same level as Carlito.
Ooh.
You think he's? Oh, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, he did get a major push. I mean, the guy had
a major push, but he got no belts. He never won anything.
I hear you on the no gold.
All right. Other than Lashley breaking the Master Lock, what is memorable from his run?
You're right.
Oh, I hear you on that. But yeah, D's. But I don't think Jobber's not right because he was in. Think about it. Also, though, he was in the Elimination Chamber twice.
All right,
for the world title, so he had two main event shots.
You could go D with it, but it's a low D.
It's a very low D. Yeah.
He's a low D.
Yeah, he's a low D. Next up, Christian.
Okay, this would be the return from TNA, Christian.
I mean, you may include the one when he had long hair and he was a fan of The Rock and he got speared the hell out of by Goldberg.
Oh, and the Trish heel turn.
Yeah,
she sided with him over Jericho.
Yeah.
I think you got to go C, right? Bigger C.
I hate to stack C, but I've had C clocked. Yeah, I think he's just
Captain Charisma.
Upper mid card, like
now. If we were including his TNA run when he left in the middle of Ruthless, then he's higher because in TNA he was a world title, contender. But yeah, C is.
Well, he held the title there a couple times.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. No, yeah, I think we just base it off just WWE for now. So yeah, I
Yeah,
think
Well, of course. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that's what I was figuring out. I was saying just hypothetically, if we were talking about like the era as a whole,
yeah.
but we only
I'm,
have the
I'm,
WWE pool.
I'm seeing two that are coming up that should be pretty easy to pick. But what's the next one? Because I can't make out who that is.
This one is everyone. Well, Soul's
Oh,
former
Punk.
best friend, CM Punk. Who do you thought that was?
I couldn't tell. I didn't see the tattoo. I only saw
yeah,
you know what I mean?
CM Punk. Yeah, he came in at the tail end of Ruthless.
All right,
No,
so
I got him. A for sure.
A really?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Because 08 is the start of his run.
that's not the pipe bomb. So it's
It's the world
pre-pipe bomb.
title. No, it's
saying.
pre-pipe bomb, but it's the start of his world title run.
I would go B.
Maybe B. I mean, this is ECW CM Punk, so that's what I'm wondering. Like,
No, but it does include actually his move up if you think about it, because his Jeff Hardy rivalry started in 08.
okay,
In
okay,
08's the tail end of it.
yeah.
So
Okay,
if you include that, I think it's hard to. I mean, B I'm fine with, but I've got him up there.
fair enough. You agree with that, Anthony?
I'm fine with either one. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we might switch that up maybe.
I actually think that Jeff rivalry is the one that's the most overlooked with Punk. I think that was as good of work as he ever did.
Oh yeah, 100%. That's one of his best work. That
Yeah.
one, that with Jericho, yeah, 100%. Yeah. But the Jeff Hardy was probably, if not his best rivalry in WWE for sure.
Yeah.
Eddie Guerrero. I mean,
I got to go
Yes.
S.
yeah, I'm. You got to. I mean,
Yeah, like not even
definitely no
close.
question.
Rest in peace.
Definitely rest in peace. Adam Copeland, for also
S.
known as Edge. S as well. Well, yeah.
I mean, this is the whole Lita run.
I'm gonna go S because of Rated R Superstar, and like you said,
Yeah.
the Lita Matt Hardy stuff is that I think is one of the best rivalries not involving a title in WWE since the year 2000. I actually think it's the best.
Yeah.
Is Edge Matt Hardy the best non-championship involving rivalry that we've seen since the turn of the millennium?
Yeah.
It would be Edge and Matt.
Understandable. No, 100%. No doubt. Who the hell is this?
Oh, Elijah Burke.
Elijah Burke.
Yes.
I'm a huge fan of Elijah Burke. Oh man, I can't put him at Jobber.
Right,
I'm gonna let you guys handle it. I loved Elijah.
He's between D and Jobber. Punk hates him. Punk said that's the worst guy he's ever been in the ring with.
I want you guys to know.
Matches.
I actually booked. I was a big Elijah fan though on the microphone as a kid, and I booked him to win my ECW title in my action figures promotion that I handled in middle school. I've got he had like a good couple month long reign.
Yeah, but you can't count that.
Happened in real life, so that doesn't affect this list. But I'm telling you, if it did count, Elijah was better than he thought.
Oh, if we counted your list, he'd be S.
No, yeah, it was a sick run actually out of Elijah the way I booked him.
Fair enough. I do not have much memories of him in WWE. I just remember him more as the Pope in TNA.
Yeah.
And even then that was a bit lackluster. So yeah, I agree. It's either for me it'll be D or Jobber.
It's probably Jobber because he was also mostly Sylvester Terkai's mouthpiece, who was even a bigger flop.
That'll probably be somewhere on the list. He'll be X.
Sylvester Terkai, by the way. How about me just pulling that off the top of my head?
I know, right?
Congratulations.
That was. People think I don't have a good memory. Well, how about Sylvester Terkai?
I think the next one.
Oh
I'm
boy.
gonna go D.
I mean, this guy got a hell of a push, and there's some memorable moments. Like, as looking back at it now, I mean, because
Uncle Eric's nephew. I'm sorry,
Nick Dinsmore, heck of a performer, character, hysterical. I saw him perform live.
I mean, he's
really hard to comment on a guy that made fun of special people for
talk about an angle that would not happen today.
I know, but I thought he was way over. I liked it, like at the time.
Yes, given the time, I actually think he is higher than Jobber or C or even. It's probably C. I would call him a C.
At the most C.
I think he was at the same level as Carlito.
Christian.
Say again.
During that, to Christian and Carlito.
During that era, yes.
I mean, this guy would challenge Triple H for the title for flip's sake.
He did. I was there. That was in Anaheim.
Oh, see what I mean?
I was there.
So like,
It's
yeah,
insane.
in terms of the stories, and it was fun stories, and like it brought out appearances from The Rock and all that. Yeah, definitely. It's attached to history for sure.
Okay.
So yeah, see at the very most,
All
I'd
right.
say. My name is Finley, and I love to fight.
All right. Considering what he did for the women's division, I'd say he's between C and D. I would go C.
Oh wow,
I would go C with the swaggle and everything else. I would go C.
Okay, fair enough. I'm cool with the C. What about you, Clark?
I call him on the same level as Eugene. It's hard for me to put him at D. Actually, once I saw Finley, it made me feel a little bit more like we should slide Eugene down and put them both at D. But that's just,
Wow.
As I was organizing the list in my head, that kind of like shifted things. But I'm fine with C or D there. I enjoyed Finley's work; was amazing. I thought he was. He kind of got messed around by in WCW was probably his physical prime.
Yeah.
And then he got kind of rewarded for the work he did in his physical prime when he was in WWE, and he was kind of working against that his entire run. But despite that, with Hornswoggle, he managed to be entertaining and always.
You know what? Let me just get
Hornswoggle
out of the way. Let's get him out of the way. Hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Now wait a minute. Here's the question.
Probably Jobber.
Being Vince's illegitimate son and the anonymous GM, was that during the same period or was that after Ruthless?
Oh, no, that's after the fact.
Okay. All right. Then
probably C. He did take a picture with me and my mom at Chili's. After
Jobber. He can't be Jobber.
I don't put
he can be. He didn't get very many wins.
I'm trying to find out when did the
we all see he's iconic, but it's again not the same period.
We went to what do you call it?
Oh yeah, you're right. They came in 2010. The anonymous Jordan. Yeah.
Extreme Rules 08 in San Diego, right at the tail end of the Ruthless Aggression era, and then we went to Chili's after the show, and Hornswoggle and Tommy Dreamer and a couple of the other guys were in there. Michael Cole was actually eating with them, and we got a picture with them. It was great.
Nice.
Good people. Finley was in there as well. Finley, Swoggle, Dreamer, and then Michael Cole.
Nice. Okay, that's a random assortment, but I'm cool with that.
It was wild. I thought it was sick because Swoggle got ribs.
Fair enough.
He's just got a rack of ribs at the table like a badass. It was awesome.
So where we putting Swoggle next to?
I think
Finley,
you got to put him with Finley.
Put him with Finley. Okay, that's fair. All right. Next up, who is this? Oh, I'm Gail Kim.
Oh,
the first run.
Should have bad run with the company both times.
This just guts me because she's so good, but
her second run was worse than the first.
In WWE, she was a jobber.
I mean, the thing is, her first match on WWE TV, she won the women's title.
Yeah,
she won the women's title. So you can't count the TNA run. Like, if we're realistically, she'd be obviously much higher. But I think if you're just going by WWE run, I think you got to go D.
Yeah. Okay, fair. You agree with that, Clark?
Unfair D. Yeah. It's a fair but unfair D to Gail. It's fair inside of the system here, but it's unfair to Gail.
Okay. Double entendre. Okay. All right. Next up, Goldberg. I mean,
that was the ill-fated year run, but he did hold the world title and he was heavily featured during his. I guess you got to go B, right?
B.
I would go B. It was that first year run. He was only there 1 year.
Wait, was that when Goldberg put The Rock over?
He beat The Rock.
Over. He beat The Rock. Yeah.
No, he beat him. Wait, didn't he? Wait a minute. I'm sorry.
His first match was against The Rock.
He beat The Rock out of the gates, and then it was. Who did he drop?
He went for Triple H. He got the belt off of Triple H, and he feuded with them, and then eventually the Brock Lesnar match.
I'm sorry. I'm confused. It was the year he did eventually the Lesnar way down the line, right?
Yeah, that was
his last match during that first run was Lesnar at WrestleMania 20. He was only there for one full year. That's it.
Because he did the Elimination Chamber match.
Yes,
he did. Yeah. Well, he should have won.
And Shawn, Yeah.
Well, he should have won, by the way, but Triple H obviously politicked, and then he just dropped it to him the pay-per-view after. I think it was Armageddon, if I'm not mistaken.
That's right.
Unforgiven. or something, and then he only held it for a couple months, and then he dropped it back to Triple H again. So yeah, fair enough. Yeah, I felt like his everything was great up until the world title win. But yeah, okay, yeah, B is fair enough for Bill Goldberg. Next up is that
Goldust?
Goldust, yeah, with Booker T for some reason. Yeah, so
I'm gonna go C during this run.
This is when he was like
this wasn't his peak. Yeah.
To be honest, during Ruthless, I was gonna say Jobber.
This
was so far beyond his ability.
He did the Tourette stuff. Yeah. I mean, it was not good.
It was memorable. It was funny, but looking back at it, I mean, like looking at
I was gonna say Jobber, not C. I don't put him on the same level as those other performers during this time. I thought he was out there as like a almost R-Truth like comedy act at that point.
I would go D. I mean, his run with Booker was actually really good.
It was
other than the goofy stuff they did, but I would put him above Elijah Burke.
Yeah.
I mean, if we're looking at it, I gotta look comparable.
Yeah.
There, so I would go D. D's
okay.
I don't know. I think you're sleeping on Elijah, man. Elijah was good.
He ain't gonna let that go.
You mean your Grand Slam champion?
I was a big Elijah fan.
All right, who we got there?
Hardcore
Holly. Okay, this was the peak of his career, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, he was always terrible. Sparky Plug, I would say X-Pac Heat. I didn't give a shit about one thing Hardcore Holly did.
I would go
I'm sorry, this is the time I don't mean to step on your toes here, Anthony, but I haven't given a shit about
one thing with
Hardcore Holly has said or done his whole career.
I mean,
he's and always will be Sparky Plug. I feel terrible about him getting spiked on his head by who was it that did it? Brock Lesnar.
Lesnar again.
Lesnar broke his neck.
But then, if you go back and watch the Tough Enough episode where he beats the shit out of Peter,
he's an asshole.
He's an asshole anyway. And so when the big bad wolf went in and gave him one, it's too much. He had to write it in his book, but he's over here teaching kids lessons in freaking practice class.
Is there an option?
Yeah, he's
unfortunately not.
He's Hardcore Holly. I liked Crash better than I liked Hardcore Holly.
Yeah, he's a very plain character. Like he's very generic, like a default character when you think about it. There was nothing special about him. It was just very smash mouth, and like you said, he is known to be an asshole to a lot of people, especially when it was it Daniel Puder. Well, it wasn't just him. Yeah. It was him, Benoit, and Guerrero that was absolutely destroying him in the Rumble. Yeah. But yeah, no, he's known to be an asshole. So yeah, I'm cool with X-Pac.
So is that Sandman next?
Went Sparky Plug.
No, Jeans. No, Heidenreich.
I would go X-Pac Heat there.
Yeah, I'm cool with that as well.
Yeah, is that the worst casket match of all time? By the way, while we're on the subject,
he's definitely the worst member of the Legion of Doom.
I'm wondering if I can even think of one worse. Yeah. By the way, and Draws got paralyzed, so like that's a big statement out of you, Anthony, on the worst member of the Legion of Doom. You know what I mean?
The one member was literally known for puking, and I'm still saying Heidenreich's worse. But go ahead.
Heidenreich was just terrible. Like
the poem.
I mean, even the Mabel casket match is better than the Heidenreich one. If you go back and watch it.
Yeah.
I try to black out the period of Heidenreich, but go ahead.
Moving straight on. This one. Hollywood Hulk Hogan, the nostalgia run of Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Not Hollywood,
I would go B. He did have an undisputed title run.
I'm gonna say B too. I hate to say it.
Yeah. This was a decent run.
But as long as it doesn't include Mr. America.
Oh yeah, Mr. America.
If that counts, I might knock him down to C.
It would count.
Yeah.
But technically,
Mr. America
they didn't reveal it's a separate person, so leave it alone.
It's canon.
Yeah.
B. I'll be generous. This one. Yeah, that's fine. Next up, Shane Helms.
The Hurricane. I would go C because I think it falls in the same qualification that Eugene. He had a moment with The Rock, and that's about that's the peak.
Yeah, I agree. C definitely. The thing with The Rock definitely helped. Didn't he beat him as well?
I think The Rock did put him over.
Yeah, he did. He did. When he was feuding with Austin. Yeah.
Via choke slam.
No, it was roll up. It was a roll up.
No, but he hits the choke slam, then he rolls him up, right? I believe,
no.
if I remember right, I think he actually hits the Hurricane choke slam.
No. What happened was that The Rock was about to do the people's elbow. Steve Austin, because he came on my Instagram. Steve Austin came out, distracted him, and he did the greatest move of all time, schoolboy roll up, and then he won.
I just remember the Royal Rumble, and I want to say it was Austin and Triple H, and he tried to choke slam them both. And they just threw it.
Yes, it was. Yeah. Like, what the fuck you doing? Get off of me! Like,
am I wrong though? Yeah. Did he hit a choke slam on The Rock maybe to set up the match that I'm thinking of? I believe
he eventually hit one, but
take one.
I just remember him with The Rock backstage, and The Rock sold him flying away. Yeah. I just remember that. Like, that's the scene I remember.
I'll honestly never forget my dad. I love this. We watching it when he became Gregory Helms,
the reporter. Yeah,
I'll never forget. We're watching the TV, and my dad goes, "Wait a minute, isn't that the Hurricane?" I go, "Yeah, he's not the Hurricane anymore, Dad. Like it's Gregory Helms. He kind of like ditched the whole superhero thing." He goes, "Why the fuck would they take away the funniest thing going on SmackDown?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm with you there. Like, I don't know why they would."
Yeah.
All right, who we got next? See, this was the championship. Oh, is that Jacqueline? Oh boy.
Oh, Jackie.
I'm gonna keep.
I always like Jackie, but
I wonder why. No, go on. Joking.
Same reason we all do.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when they stuck her with the APA, which I thought was great. D.
It's like an Oreo. Yeah. Carry on.
It was.
I would go with D.
Like more of an though, I think. In that scenario.
Yeah.
Wait for our next episode where we rank cookies.
Hey, don't give me ideas, I might have to do that.
All right, careful, guys. You never know.
Oh, there'll be an all-out brawl over Chips Ahoy and Oreo. Watch. Wait for it.
Chips Ahoy over anything, definitely. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
I find myself. Nutter Butters too.
I haven't tried that one.
All right, dude. Next time you're in town, I'm telling you, Nutter Butters. That's no joke.
We'll just line up cookies. That'll be the whole trip. Will just be cookies.
Wait till you try a fucking Nutter Butter.
It sounds so dirty, but fair enough.
It does. I know it's ridiculous, but they're really good.
All right, Jacqueline D.
Yeah, I would go with D.
Yeah.
D. All right.
All right. What do we got next?
Jamie Noble. Oh yeah, Jamie Noble.
He's an obvious D. I think cruiserweight champ. You can't jobber him.
I mean, his feud with Tajiri was good.
It was really good. And then Nydia, there was a lot of good work there.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that.
All right, Jazz.
I always liked Jazz. Was always a tougher Jacqueline, if that's a thing.
She's like a high C, I would say.
She was cool. I mean, I don't. Her downfall was when they paired her with Roddy Mack and
You mean her real life husband?
Yeah.
Is that still?
Yeah.
Are they still together?
They are. Yeah.
Oh,
she
wow,
looks. Have you
cool.
seen her lately? She looks way different.
By the way, Clark, she's bald now.
Yeah. No. I've seen all of that, guys. Yeah. She's been on Impact.
All right.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
I don't wear blinders all the time.
We didn't say that. I'm just saying, like, if people obviously do sleep on Jazz.
No. Jazz is a legend. I mean,
I think I wouldn't be surprised. She definitely deserves a Hall of Fame induction. 100%. I wonder whether or not she would be the one in Philly.
Maybe
because of the ECW history.
Yeah. No, ECW.
No, but she's from ECW.
No, but I wonder if she also might originally be from Philly. You never know.
No, I don't think so. She's from the South, I believe. Somewhere down south.
Yeah, oh yeah, definitely. Yeah. Hold on, let me just double check.
I'm just curious.
I know Dreamer's trying to get inducted.
Yeah, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yeah, I thought so.
Oh, I love New Orleans. That's awesome.
Yeah,
we totally should have gone and got the gumbo that night at Disneyland, guys. I'd looked at the whole
Just
way.
saying.
Just saying.
You wanted the corn dog.
Exactly.
That's a
You
good
didn't
point.
even
That's
finish
my
it,
fault.
you dumb man.
No, that was smart. I was saving calories, dude. Look at me.
Okay. Intermittent fasting. Fair enough.
I was being smart. I took the bites I needed, and then I was like, okay, don't eat the rest of it
We
because
got
it is a corn
Jeff.
dog.
I
I go
mean,
B. I would go
yeah,
B.
yeah. I would say B.
Oh, Jeff, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least B.
That's
If
what-
not almost A, because wasn't that his only world title reign? Or did he not win until 09? I think that would be the deciding factor because you got to think about it. The Taker ladder match is during this era. The
I'd still think
Intercontinental
B,
title run is during this era. And then his ascent to the world championship picture is also, I believe, at the tail end of this era.
Jeff became champion 2008. That's his
So
first
just
win.
at the tail. I would go B. I think B's the safe.
B's
choice.
fine, but if it counts, he's close to A.
He's
Yeah,
close.
so it's an upper B. He's an upper B.
Yeah.
Okay. If the next one is Cena, it's S. I don't think we need to debate this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
that's
it's a no-brainer. Yeah,
Unfortunately.
yeah, it's a no-brainer. This one, John Morrison.
Oh, this was the Eminem run.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna say
And Miz as well.
the highest C possible.
Yeah, I go. Yeah, C's fine.
Okay. All right, let's go for C.
Oh.
Kane. Now this is not this version of Kane. I feel like this was prime Kane. Like
No,
I
I
think
think
so.
Kane was
the
attitude
first
era.
time he got masked.
I'm gonna call B on the unmasking. I think it was worth it. I think it was amazing.
All right,
And then not
all
only
right.
that,
I'll be fine.
correct me if I'm wrong. I believe he won his second world title.
Yes, he did.
Well, yeah, I
Shortly
mean, his first one
thereafter.
lasted 24 hours. So
And the
yeah.
first one was only one, right? He actually held it.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So the next one's Nash. So let's see. Torn quad. Towards the tail. I mean, this was the weakest run of Nash. D?
I might say it honestly, and it's one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. But it was the worst era of his career
It's got to be D,
by
right?
miles. Yeah,
think
I
it's
mean,
lower.
yeah, I would say X-Pac Heat,
Yeah.
and
I
I
don't know,
love
X-Pac
Kevin
Heat.
Nash.
Didn't he have the rivalry? Was this the same period? Didn't he have a match with Triple H in the Hell in a Cell, or was this after?
Yeah, but have you seen how hard he hobbles around in that Hell in a Cell?
But listen, I'm
I mean,
just
it was a
going by Nash.
I'm with you.
I mean, he's not a jobber, so
I think D. I think D.
All right, D. Yeah.
I'll go
we'll
D.
do D.
Because you
Just
can't
because
put
I had
him in
it
the
summer.
same category as Heidenreich. Like his
Yeah,
career is too. You can't.
I'll be honest. I forgot about the Hell in a Cell match. That's what saved him. Otherwise,
Yeah.
he would have.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
yeah.
Who's
fine.
next?
Mordecai. Oh Jesus.
X-Pac.
That's obvious.
Moving
That
on.
was quick.
Great Khali.
I'd like to go X-Pac, but I know that we frowned upon, so it's at least jobber.
I hate.
I mean, he had a world title run, but
Yeah. I hate
really?
I think he had 2, didn't he?
Yeah, he's had 2.
Yeah,
Well,
maybe.
he did, yes, he did,
Grosser.
Yeah.
He won it, didn't he? One of the times he won it in a battle royal.
He
It was a
won.
vacant title, I think, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken.
That was his first one, and he took
Yeah.
out Kurt Angle. Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did a chop on the top of people's heads as a finisher.
Yeah. Some of the times,
Which, in all
legitimately.
fairness, if you're 7 foot, that is a great finish.
Well, then literally you'd wait 48 hours and then watch Raw, and then you'd see the Samoan spike that Umaga gave,
Yeah.
and you're like, huh.
All right. Who we got next?
Kurt Angle.
I think you got to go S. I think you
Yeah,
have to.
come
I think
on.
there's no
That's-
choice.
yeah,
on that.
No, that's no brainer S.
Lance Storm.
Jobber.
Boring Last Storm. Oh yeah.
Job.
If I could be serious for a minute, jobber.
Un-Americans too? Woof.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be X-Pac, but the only thing I think is saving him is he has trained people.
Yeah.
He gave us Prince Pretty, so I think you get him at least a jobber.
Right.
Become likable since.
There it is.
Yeah.
There it is. All right, now Lita. Now this is Edge and Lita. Like,
I think A. If not
A.
A.
Yeah, I would go. Well, yeah, I think you got to go.
I'm cool with A. Yep. Let's leave it at that. Mark
G.
Henry. Was this a bit of House of Pain or Hall of
This-
Pain?
Hall of Pain was just after this, but I still
Right.
think because of his work with Undertaker on SmackDown during this era that people forget about, And
Yeah.
this was also during the time. Remember, they did the Silverback thing, which she said, "Nuh-uh," on, rightfully so, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this was the beginning of the push, and the work that Mark did with the World's Strongest Slam and all that on SmackDown. Remember, he World's Strongest Slammed Khali, who I get we just put down in the jobber territory, but picking up a guy that's 7'4", 350 pounds is no, small task. And then on top of that, he also wrestled, I believe, Cena for the first time, and then Batista and Undertaker, all for the World Championship before
I would
finally
go
winning
B.
it. I'm
I'm
going to
gonna give
say
you B.
B for Mark Henry during this
I'll
time.
give you B. for
B.
Mark.
All right. Cool. Fair enough. Let me see how many is left. Okay, we're almost there. Matt Hardy, version 1.
C.
Version 1, D.
D.
I loved V1. I'm fine with D.
Oh yeah.
The Matt facts.
That's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I put him as a C. I thought that was quite funny at times.
I thought it was. And
Yeah.
Shannon Moore and him as a tag team, they had a nice tag team run.
All right, fine.
I'd say C. Yeah.
All right.
For Matt.
And I just love him the fact that he got thrown into a wall. Was it by Brock Lesnar?
Yes.
Like, if you just need a little bit of attitude, then maybe you won't have this twist of fate. And it just got plowed into it. It was fucking
He
hilarious.
slammed a hurricane. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Melina. This is prime Melina.
Super high C.
Okay.
I don't think she's a
I'm
C.
not going to argue that one. I probably would have went D, but I'm okay with C.
Yeah, I
She
think,
didn't really wrestle.
That's what I'm saying.
No, but she was prominent. That's
All right, that's fine. I'm fine with her
dude.
being on the same par as Carlito.
On a different scale, she's an A in my book, boys.
All right.
You don't have to preach to me about that one.
All right, cut it out. Who's this? Is this
The
the Mexico?
Mexicools.
Oh my god. We were just
This
speaking
is
about them.
controversial, but they were over.
They were hella over. Yeah, they were.
Is it wrong if I say C?
No, because I was thinking of that as well, to be fair.
I kind of think the Mexicools are a C. They're entertaining as can be.
I'm gonna put them in the C, a high C.
All right, we'll go with C.
Actually, I should have ranked them. Actually, I forgot because there's so many
We
times.
need to get
No,
a-
don't worry about the
Yeah.
By the way,
ranking.
if we keep doing these tier lists, we need a high C sponsorship.
Yeah. 100%, definitely.
They need to bring back Ecto Cooler.
Or wait till Sunny Delight undercuts them, and then we have the Sunny D category.
Oh
won't
my
get-
god. Yeah, definitely.
We won't get
next
Prime because we buried that on the daily. All
On
right,
a daily basis,
This
yeah.
is Commissioner Foley, but he also did the
Orton.
he did have the match with Orton and he had the one with Flair. I just history wise, I think you got to go big.
Whoa! He had Flair, and then also Edge, and him.
Oh yeah, the
tagging
Edge
at
one.
One
All
Night
right, I
Stands.
would go at least B.
Edge and him at Mania.
The flaming
Yep.
table. I remember. I am
Yeah,
aware.
and then also Melina storyline. By the way,
Mhm.
speaking of,
Yeah,
ironically, was during that time. But yeah, no, I would put Foley at for sure B. I mean, it was his biggest WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, agreed.
I'll give you that.
Agreed.
High B, high on the B
Okay.
list.
Who's this? Is this Mickey James?
It looks like it is Mickey.
Yeah, it's Mickey.
It is Mick.
The Mixter.
I would go A.
Yeah.
Same.
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
No
that.
question on that
Who's
one.
this one? Molly
Molly?
Holly. I don't remember
B.
much of her run.
I'm gonna go
C.
B.
C or B. B. I'm overhead on live television as a yeah. B. I'm completely fine with B. She was amazing every minute they put
The
her on
favorite
TV.
Holly.
Okay,
by far.
Yeah.
fair enough.
Then
All right.
Crash.
To volunteer as a woman during that era, especially to get your head shaved on TV in and of itself was like a
Mhm.
it was
Yeah.
just as cool as it gets.
100%.
The entertainment value on the
Mr.
match was amazing.
Kennedy.
I gotta be honest,
Kennedy.
I've never been a fan of him. I would go Jobber.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Clark, what do you think?
I actually loved him on his initial run.
I thought it was
and
cool.
super entertaining. The Green Bay plunge I thought was great as the initial finisher, and then he switched it to the mic check, and it was like, isn't that just a Russian leg sweep? But yeah, I think he's a disappointing C.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. I think it was definitely one that has so much potential, and then
Yeah,
just blew
he's
it.
a C that should have been higher.
Yeah, 100%. Just don't piss off Orton. Next up, oh boy, Muhammad Hassan.
Well, you got to go X-Pac heat. Like you have to. Like you have to go X-Pac heat.
Yeah,
there.
that's
like I'm sorry.
That's
Jesus.
Okay.
kind of no brainer there.
MVP C. I would go C for MVP.
See, you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think his initial introduction to the company was
He was
so
the, he was
played
the
out.
highest paid
And then,
free agent. In
honestly,
SmackDown history.
the rivalry with Matt Hardy gets overlooked. That was hysterical. When they were doing the competitiveness stuff, that was really funny and entertaining.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fair
I
enough.
think in the C's.
Paul London.
Jobber.
See,
What,
I
as
put
a
him
tag team though. What about him in
tag champ. Remember with Kendrick.
But then again, for some reason, Brian Kendrick is not in this list. So yeah, all right. So it's probably because it would have been.
Well, if you're counting Paul London with Billy Kidman, that tag team, I wouldn't outrank. I wouldn't say he's higher ranked than Kidman.
So,
I would, only because of his run with Kendrick not being on the list, but probably put him in the same category given what we're working with there.
Yeah.
Right?
okay. Fair enough. Next up, Randy Orton.
S.
Oh, I think
Legend Killer.
S.
Yeah.
He's got to be with Cena.
Well, you have Legend Killer and you have youngest world champion, Evolution, tag champion. I mean, he might be the only one that may have actually won the Grand Slam during that time.
You got to go S.
Yeah. Triple H, obviously, with the Reign of Terror and all that. Yeah, definitely an S.
No brainer.
Rey Mysterio.
S.
S.
Ooh, I might go A.
I'm okay with A because I'm probably
he basically lost every match outside of the title run.
Oh, he also lost a lot
of all the cruiserweight stuff when they built it around him when he debuted and everything.
Now he did win. He did win. This is also the same time as the Eddie Dom story, so it's like. But I'm kind of. I would go actually oddly A on Ray.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm okay with that. All right.
Yeah.
I just don't think he quite reached the levels of. I think the longevity allowed him.
Is that Taker?
No, it's Rhino. Sorry.
Oh.
What was you gonna say? Sorry, Clark.
I don't think he quite reached the levels of Cena, Orton, the people we put in the S category, especially since we put Batista in the A.
Wasn't he the face of SmackDown though for a lot of people?
No, the SmackDown 6 was, man, and that's Edge, that's Angle, that's other guys we put. You know,
he was in the SmackDown 6.
No, he's in it, but what I'm saying is he wasn't the face himself.
Got it. Yeah.
Fair enough, SmackDown, right? It was a combination factor.
Yeah.
And by comparison to the other guys,
I would go D for Rhino. I always liked Rhino, but I would say D.
I don't remember much of his run. I thought he was just lower mid, like Velocity era. Who's this?
Sick Gore.
Rick Flair. Yeah, Sick Gore. Yeah, Ric Flair.
Oh, Flair.
I'm going to controversially say during this time, he's a low level C. Because I actually think
this is the Evolution.
I think Evolution made him during that era.
Made it relevant, 100%.
Not the other way around. I think Evolution
I'm okay
made him
with that. Yeah.
Relevant. I don't see him higher than that.
Rikishi, I would go C.
I'm cool with C as well. I'm
cool with C. I might honestly almost go D for Rikishi during this era because he was basically a main eventer at the tail end of the Attitude Era and then approaching, he
did it for
him and Too Cool being done. He did it for The Rock and whatnot or whatever, but he was outside of the Armageddon spot. He was outside of the main event picture.
Yeah.
He was just dancing. So yeah,
the majority of it was mostly dancing. I might go D for Rikishi.
Okay.
Yeah, D's fine.
RVD. Now this is B. WWE champion RVD.
I would go B.
I'm gonna go B or low A.
Okay, let's go with B. That's fine. The only reason I go for B is because we didn't get what we want the most out of that WWE title run, and he never saw it again. So well, that's his own doing, obviously. So
that's true. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great call.
So Speaking of, go on.
Sabu.
Yeah,
I'm
it
gonna
was
go
funny
D
enough.
because this was not peak Sabu. This was
No.
I would go D or Jobber.
Okay,
Honestly,
I was about to say, funny enough, the person that was next to him in that car.
yes.
So yeah, fair enough. D, understandable. Scott Steiner. Now for me, I'll put him in D for this one as well.
D.
Yeah, his
This
run was
run, yeah.
it was absolutely lackluster. And then after that
With-
Triple H stuff, he was never the same. He
Mhm.
he feuded with Test, and then they ended up teaming together, and then he got lost in SmackDown, and then
Mhm.
that was it. So
I'm relatively confident that he and Test literally were such big douchebags that they chased Stacy Keibler out of this great industry. And that's why
Wow.
we haven't seen her since. Like, yeah, that bugs me on that one. Like,
Fair
I
enough.
mean, Stacy was so great and was the best part about everything that they did during that run.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, D is low, but or is fine, but I might even go straight up borderline jobber. I mean, that's unfair too.
For you, definitely. I'm fine
Yeah.
with it. I don't really care.
I'm
for
fine if you wanted to go X-Pac Heat too.
Yeah,
Oh, you want to go X-Pac Heat?
yeah, he messed up during that time.
Fair enough. Who the hell is this? Sean O'Hare? Yeah, I think
It's
it
a
is.
shame.
Sean
he
O'Hare.
was a hell of a
Oh.
talent, but he just. It's a shame what happened to him.
And he was Piper's guy.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. And he kind of got shafted when Piper got fired, and they didn't know what to do with him.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd go Jobber, but I
Yeah.
think he was more talented than that. But
So much
100%.
better.
100%.
is that Shane?
Yes. Oh boy. Well, no, this run was fine. I loved it. His feud with Kane.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I would
Yeah.
go B or C for Shane.
If that's the case, I'll go B. What about you?
All
What
right.
about you, Clark?
Yeah, I think either B or C is completely fine.
Yeah.
Well, also, that includes the Angle Unforgiven match, right?
Is that the when they roasted his nuts?
No. It's about
they're
him
like
against
through
Angle.
the glass.
No.
Oh, you were talking about the Kurt Angle thing. That happened
Yeah.
at the 01?
That's King of the Ring.
King of the Ring?
King
Yeah.
of the Ring. I'm sorry, not
I think it was the
Unforgiven. King
01.
of the Ring. King of the Ring.
It was the 01 one because it was during the period with the Alliance against WWF.
Yes.
Was
Yeah.
so 02 Blackman would have been his first inside of this era
Yeah.
match.
Yeah.
Right off the stage still. Even for
Mhm,
that, he
mhm,
deserves
yeah.
B. Yeah, Shane deserves B for that spot
Fair enough.
alone.
Shawn
Shawn?
Michaels.
A,
Yeah.
if not S.
A, not quite S.
Yeah.
He's my
High
favorite
A,
after
though.
Anthony, but
Mhm.
a high A plus.
Mhm.
Shelton Benjamin. Now this guy.
B or C, I would go
Yeah.
with.
B for sure.
I'll say B. Just for
Especially
so many
'cause
memorable moments.
Yeah.
The Money in the Bank is everyone overlooks that, and then also
He beat
nobody
Trips.
exactly, and nobody forgets that spot with him and Sean on the super
Exactly.
kick off the
Yep.
right. That was the opening of all of our childhood Raws.
Yeah.
Definitely. Gene Snitsky. Oh
Famous
my God.
for kicking a baby.
Kick the
Dog.
baby. Don't kick the baby.
Hey,
Was it my fault?
Rock's security guard. He's Rock's security guard these days.
Yes.
That's what he's doing now.
I'm gonna go D or Jobber.
Fine
I'd
with
say D.
either, probably D.
Yeah, I'll say D. Yes.
Well, because he was pretty dominant in the little ECW.
Yeah, he
run,
was.
too. He
Yeah,
won a bunch
he
of
was.
matches.
Yeah,
The
and
back
that
pimples.
feud with Kane was, well, even though it was messed up when you think about it, but it was cool
Yeah.
at the time. But yeah.
Punching the baby is unforgettable. It's one of the funniest things.
I wonder how many times a day he hears that.
I bet. Yeah, exactly.
Punch the baby. He probably has to like diffuse most
Oh,
situations.
Spike.
Spike
Little
Dudley.
Spike.
I think
That's Jobber.
doesn't this include when he was trying to be like a badass?
Like,
Like
Joey's
heel
trying to be a
Spike?
badass.
Wouldn't even Spike admit that he was a jobber?
Yeah, I think Spike would even admit he's a jobber, so I would go Jobber. I'm okay
Fair
with
enough.
that.
I'm
And
pretty sure.
the thing I remember about him is when La Resistance botched that flipping table spot on him. I felt so bad for him.
Oh yeah,
Well,
not even.
Talk about jobbers.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Stacy Keibler, I believe this is next. Bunny
B.
playing up.
Oh, S.
Calm down,
I'm
Clark.
sorry.
You're,
what are we
you're
ranking
you're
again?
not exactly thinking with your head there, Clark.
She's got to be high on the list. I mean,
B.
it's Stacy frickin' Keebler.
She's B.
Yeah,
Have
she's
you-
B, a high B.
You
She's
seen
higher
the
than Big
legs?
Show.
You guys have seen her legs though, right?
Sure.
Again,
You
this
guys
is
can't
not the
create
category
legs
for
like
that.
that in a video game.
That was one of the specific requirements. Make sure the legs are.
So
definitely
Clark's going, it's
Yeah.
insured by Lloyd's of London. That instantly
like,
gives her an
dude.
S.
Fair enough. Steph. All right. This is SmackDown General Manager Steph.
I'm going to go B.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hot lesbian action.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Wasn't that during this era? Right? Sorry, by the way. Can you edit that out?
This is when Bischoff was giving her tongue.
You know what I mean, though, Chaos, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
unfortunately
that was,
so.
Yeah.
look,
Okay. What do we got
so-
left?
Steve Austin. I mean, come on. This is Sheriff Austin. This is Rock versus.
This is Sheriff Austin.
B.
Yeah. Since
B
he
or A?
wasn't,
Huh?
since he wasn't really wrestling at this time, because this was after his wrestling, I think
But
you got
every
to go.
segment was awesome, though. Like, yes.
All right,
so
I'll go
many
A.
good
I'll
segments.
go A.
Yeah, I'd say at least A. Yeah,
I'm
sure he
cool
wasn't
with A.
wrestling, but
Yeah.
and obviously he had a stinker of a match. He was a special referee at Mania, but yeah, okay, yeah, A is fine. Tajiri,
I always
Oh
like
my
Tajiri,
God,
but I would go C or
Tajiri.
D.
Tajiri, COD. Yeah, he held down the cruiserweight division.
I just remember him with Regal. His stuff with Regal was always hysterical.
Yes. 100%.
Oh, yeah, because then also, wait, didn't he hold the tag titles with Eddie Guerrero?
Yeah, and then that's what
Yeah.
made Eddie Guerrero turn heel because he landed on his freaking ride.
That's right. That's right.
That was hilarious.
That's right.
Test. Now this is short hair.
I think you got to put him with Scott Steiner.
Yeah, Tess and Steiner are responsible for Stacy not being ranked higher.
Fair enough.
It's their fault, and we give them X-Pac heat before because of that, right? I mean, it's their fault. They caused it.
The Dudleys, I would go A or B. They were the hottest tag team.
I would
mean,
actually
obviously, remember. Keep in mind they got split, and this is obviously including.
Oh, this is the split.
Reverend Diva.
I'd still go A because they did bring them back together.
I'm
shortly
gonna
thereafter.
go A because I believe that they had 3 tag reigns as champions during this era.
Probably so, yeah.
And did
But
they?
then, also, you gotta remember when they went heel, they did a great match against the Undertaker.
Mhm.
Yes.
A Great American Bash. But yeah, we'll give him a pass, I guess. That's
For
A.
that one, I'm with you on the Undertaker thing. But I will say this: were they also during this exact era the ones to finally take the belts off of Edge and Christian? I believe they were.
Yes, they
Yeah,
were,
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, by 3D, I think too,
Mhm.
and I think that alone almost is like.
Oh,
We're almost there.
look,
Yeah,
The Miz.
Miz.
Okay, now this is the start of the Miz. He's C or D at this point.
Yeah, I
Eminem run.
I'm
or
actually
him
gonna
and
go
Morrison.
jobber. He was a jobber. He was real world Miz.
Yeah, but
If
are
it
we
was the
count-
Miz,
are-
if
are
it
we
was the
counting
Miz of today that we're talking about,
No, but are we counting? Because we have Morrison and C, and they were
Yeah.
a tag at that point. So I think at least a C. I would agree with you if this is before them tagging.
I think John Morrison was obviously the standout more than the
Oh
Miz.
yeah, all right. Then D's fine.
I'll
D's
put D. Yeah, I'll put
Okay.
D.
Now
Of
The
course,
Rock.
Hollywood Rock. I
Hey,
mean,
It was short lived, but I would go A.
I was gonna put him in S. I mean, that was like one of the best.
yeah,
points.
it's one of my favorite rocks. I'm with you on S
But-
actually too. I support
think
that.
I think it's an underrated entrance music of his version of the.
Yeah, 100%.
I love that version. Yeah, go S.
Also, the
Yeah.
ability to make the adjustment too is kind of off the charts.
The rock concerts, like
Yeah.
I mean, yeah,
Sacramento.
exactly. It's elite. I'm sorry. So yeah,
When,
All right,
the
that's fine.
when the Lakers beat the Kings in May, I'll never
Yeah.
forget it. It's
loved
so
it,
good.
loved it,
Yeah.
loved it. Tori Wilson.
Oh well,
I'm gonna go B.
depends on
I'm
which
gonna go B
scale.
with- I'm gonna go B with Tori.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
she's
go
up there. I mean,
yeah.
SmackDown had the better women's roster. Let's be real.
high B, high B.
Is
So, yeah.
is that Mrs. Lesnar next, or am I wrong?
Why do I feel that's
No.
Trish
Oh, no.
Stratus?
Who is it?
Trish.
Oh, that'd be an A.
Hey,
For sure. Actually, you know what?
Yeah, Trish, yeah.
No, that's a lie. Trish is an S. During that era, Trish was the face of the women's division. She was the only one that anyone considered a legitimate wrestler.
it was her and
that
Lita. Yeah.
and entertainer at the same time. Lita as well, but Lita was the challenger. And if you go back and look at who carried the belt the whole way,
Oh yeah, I know.
Trish was the true face.
All right,
And
I'm good with that.
I think
good.
if any
Okay.
woman from the Divas Championship era deserves the S, it's Trish.
Yeah, I got
Fair
you. I'm cool with that.
Umaga.
I love Umaga, but I'm
my
gonna go B.
favorite.
I'm gonna go B.
I'm gonna say the highest B we've ever given. Yeah, I'm with you there.
Fair enough. I mean, yeah, he deserves so much more. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like they should have given him the title against Cena, but yeah, it is what it is.
He gave Cena his best match, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Next up is the Undertaker. Now, this is peak Undertaker.
S.
Yeah, I'll say it. I'll say it. S. I probably, yeah, no question. You agree with that, Clark?
Yeah, how can you take the S away from the Undertaker? Like, yeah.
Victoria's next.
B.
Oh, I love Victoria. B. Yeah.
B.
Too.
All the women are in B. I like it. That's how good the women's division was back then.
Yeah.
Very good, man.
Underrated.
100%.
Oh my God,
Vince McMahon.
Was this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is this when he faced God?
Yes.
and Shawn Michaels?
Yep. This one. Yep. This is the one. The Spirit Squad. When he got got the stink face from Big Show, the DX stuff. Yep. This is it.
I almost want to go D. Honestly, I kind of feel like this wasn't peak Vince. Peak Vince was the Attitude Era Vince. This was I'm hanging on Vince.
I'm gonna say low C or D myself.
All right, yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay, I'll put a low C because there was some funny moments, especially like there was some funny moments at least. Vladimir Kozlov.
X-Pac heat.
Without question. I'll never forget that match with Triple H. The Triple H match. Oh God.
I still say X-Pac heat.
Could you imagine if he had been good though? It could have been good.
It could have been, but
that's the one Jarrett brought them. The TNA were mad that he brought them. Kozlov. That panned out. But yeah. All right.
William Regal.
I love Regal, but I think you got to go C.
I might go D even for Regal during that era.
You're gonna put him below to Jerry, huh?
Isn't that when he put on the heels?
Yeah.
Oh, the kiss my ass, the kiss my ass Regal. I think you gotta give him a C just for that.
It's a tough era for William Regal.
All right, let's put him in there. That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
He did also team with Eugene. Ironically, you put him with him.
Yeah,
that was a short.
Oh, that was nicely done.
I think they won the titles. I think
they. I believe they. No, they challenged for them. I believe against Batista and Rick, which is one of the most wildly booked matches.
Yeah. Definitely.
I've ever heard in my life.
So we got what? Zach
Gowen. Oh
D.
my gosh.
I would go D.
I mean, if we ever C or a D, just the fact that
I got to give him more credit.
You want to go C?
Dude, just from the
damage. You can't go higher than C with him.
No, I wouldn't go higher. 100% no. But I mean, he was so over as well. Like he was super over.
What I remember one of the things I remember most is the fact when he tells the story that WWE hired the wrong one-legged wrestler.
Yeah. That is hilarious. Yeah, I think it's like a middle C.
I'm with you, Chaos, on the C thing. I mean,
who's the last guy?
Who, by the way,
go ahead.
On top of the fact that he only had the one leg.
Yeah.
Who was more willing to just get their ass kicked in the early 2000s than Zach Gowen? Like it was, to your point, the amount of damage he took.
I think that's JBL.
It's JBL.
Yeah, it's a sort of cowboy hat. Yeah, JBL.
I'm gonna go B during this period.
I'm gonna call this was his prime. I'm actually gonna give
JBL a
high A.
Okay. All right.
He was the
I'll
highest,
give you that.
not highest, longest reigning SmackDown champion in SmackDown history.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Fine. Yeah. There we go.
All right. That
Sign
wasn't
him
too
again.
bad.
Cool. So the elite is Brock, Eddie, Edge, Rock, Cena, Angle, Orton, Taker, Triple H, and Trish Stratus. I still feel like that's kind of wild with Trish Stratus up there, but yeah. And then obviously compared to the bottom of the pile, X-Pac, Heat, Big Vis, Hardcore Holly, Heidenreich, Mordecai, Hassan, Test, Scott Steiner, and Vladimir Kozlov, all rightly put in there in my eyes.
Yep.
Which one had the least? Oh, it's the jobbers. So London, Kidman, Elijah Burke, your boy, Great Khali, Lance Storm, Sean O'Hare, and Spike Dudley. Yeah, fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with this list. This is there you go. Well, yeah, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Do you agree? Do you disagree? I mean, leave your thoughts in the comments. Go nuts. I don't mind. It's all good. It's all love here. But yeah, with that, on that note, we've come to the end of the episode. Damn, it was an hour and a half. Flipping out. All right. That's what happens on the show. We'll go.
We agreed for most of them. Otherwise, it would have been really long.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, other than that, thank you very much, Anthony. Thank you very much, Clark, for joining us on this glorious episode.
That was a blast.
That was definitely was. Be sure to next we're gonna do another tier list. The next one's gonna be ranking all of Roman Reigns' title defenses in his second reign. So that is gonna be interesting. And Soul should be able to
it's whenever Soul fits us into his busy schedule to
make
it happen.
Exactly. But yeah, other than that, guys, make sure you go and comment, like, comment, and subscribe. He has been Clark. Down below has been Anthony. I've been your host, Chaos. Until next time, guys. Peace.